Good morning, one and all. Those of you who don't know me, my name is Ramon Costa. I'm the Commercial Director of Carpigiani Oreca, and I would like to welcome you to this event. This event we call this Thinking Outside the Box, where we're going to tell you about all of our novelties for this coming year. The introduction to this event will be given by my colleague Andrea Alcari, Director General of Carpigiani. Andrea.
Thank you, Roman.
Thank you very much, Roman. Thank you, everybody, for being connected with us today.
I'm very proud to see that we are more than 100 people connected already. And, well, this 1 year is gone. It's gone 1 year that since I beginning my adventure as a CEO of that business unit of Carpigiani Group, and for sure wasn't a easy year. For sure, maybe one of the worst year we're facing on the Oreca business due to the fact that COVID-19 affected so much that kind of business around the world, and we know. But challenges sometimes happen, and we need to take it. But the important stuff is how we can overpass that situation. For Carpigiani Oreca is thinking outside the box, because obviously problem need to find solution, but we cannot solve new problem in the same way we solved the problem we know, because in the case of COVID, it's an unknown problem to solve. So it's necessary to find new way, open our mind, adapt ourselves and the company to a new situation. And not every time the new situation must be roast. We have an opportunity to build it better, and we can do it. And that is what we started to do in Oreca since September last year. Changing for the better is something that we are trying to do. Changing for the better is good when the market go down, and is good too when the market go up. So continuous improvement of product, continuous improvement on the operation, continuous improvement of services for the customer, continuous improvement ourselves and all the team inside this business unit. I believe that with passion, with hard work, we can do something new better than before. We believe in that. And for sure, we need to innovate. But what's mean innovate for us? Innovate and innovation are not something that is good to talk on the papers. Is something that support our customer, your customers, in to grow that business, to make that business better than before. And that is what trying to do every day. Also in this very complicated year. For that reason, we don't stop one of the planned investment on that segment. For sure, we need to redesign something, because as I said, we need to adapt at the reality world we are facing now. And for that reason, we started to develop new product, new services, in order to support our customer, our end user, and why not, the consumer of some sweet ice cream / cocktail that they can enjoy and every day take one more when the pandemic passes, because in some way it passes. But I don't want to take more time now and reduce the time to understand what we have developed this year. And I believe will be a very useful day to everybody to share our knowledge and our view for the future. So, Roman, please enjoy us with news and opportunity. Thanks so much to everybody, and see you at the end of this day. We are so interesting to receive your feedback. You can write us, and we will support you for any question in the forward days, weeks. Here we are to support you in your business. Okay? Bye-bye.
In the first place, we'd like to begin by giving you a message about optimism. This can be seen with this young woman taking a walk along the seashore. We're going to help you to see that we're a company that we're always concerned about going forward, making strides ahead. We address your problems that you might find along this pathway, and we're not thinking about stopping with any type of investment with new machines. We're going to tell you about our main product line. We see all of these products which make up the frozen product line. For the moment, we have two lines of machines. This is our core business. We have the smaller and larger machines, and at the moment we are thinking about business models and machines which will help our clients out, our customers out. We have these combined stores. We have restaurants, bars, pubs, kiosks. On Tioni, for example, here we see this picture, and we're concerned about completing all of the product supply that one can find on the counter of this type of business. In the last 5 years, we've been concerned about observing the way these people work, and we're looking at the new products which are being offered. And after this 5-year period, we realized that we're going to have to improve our product line. And today we're going to tell you about all of the products we have been working on these last 5 years. And this year, and in spite of everything, we are now placing them on the market. So here you can see all the products we're going to present today. We're speaking about a small soft machine. We're referring to a very polyvalent machine. It makes shakes, frappuccinos, and slushes and cocktails. We're talking about 12 liters, 20 liters capacity to complete our slush range. In yellow, you can see the developments we're concentrating on for the next 3 years. We're going to complete the range for the bar. And these are the carbonated machines. And these are top level for slushes. We're speaking about post-mix, and we're speaking about blenders and the smaller cocktail machines. Here on this slide, what we're trying to explain to you is the world growth of the frozen drink market. Obviously in 2020, well, this was calculated some time ago, but we see what's happened with COVID. But the market really hasn't felt this as much as in other segments. We've realized that the delivery has helped boost the sales. And every year there is from 3.5% to 5% growth. Here, it's true that cold drinks and cold beverages are sold in situ, but next we shall see how there are millions of different combinations. For example, we have the different types of kitchens. Well, here is a perfect example of what's going on in the market at a worldwide level. Here we have this Frappuccino that comes from Starbucks. And some years ago, we didn't even imagine that we could see this type of combination. But nevertheless, with the new generations and the millennials and the younger generation, well, we have a viral type of publicity. And so, like for example, in the United States, what is done there, it becomes fashionable elsewhere. And here we're showing you 6 different products that can be done with our range of machines. These are tendencies which we do not create, but it's the users themselves who are combining different products that are made with different machines. Today, we have these convenience stores, QSRs, fast food restaurants are growing faster than 5% a year. And usually they notice all of this because they create new product tendencies. And a person who is drinking a milkshake in Indonesia on the beach is drinking a similar product as Circle K is offering in Mexico or in Colombia, for example. And this has also led us to understand that we have to have machines that must adapt to the markets. They must be close to the product where it can be sold easily. On this video, we shall see a young girl, but we really don't know where she's drinking her shake. Is it Mexico? Maybe the United States? This is a tendency which, in spite of the fact that this is a delivery issue, and we didn't think it would affect the cold drink market so much, but we focus on delivery and we think about hot food. But this year we realized that many restaurants, fast food restaurants as a matter of fact, have new products, and they have different combinations. And because they have whipped cream, for example, shakes, coffee, for example, is just an added value. So they have higher quality menus where they offer delivery, and so the price can go up. It's justified. And so people who've been able to adapt to these new tendencies have suffered the problem of coronavirus or the change of eating habits of younger people. Here, we have these ghost kitchens. We're trying to make machines which will adapt to any type of kitchens. This is a machine we shall see this afternoon. And we'll see machines that can be placed any place and can work with no problem at all. The connectivity can be managed online. The speediness of the delivery of the orders, and that the products can be released to the world thanks to the advertising on the social media. And these are 3 tendencies we've tried to take on board with this new type of business. One of the things which coronavirus has taught us is to speed up tendencies where we were already working. And we realized that many of our clients have had problems, above all, with self-service due to hygiene and types of contamination. So we wanted to go for a product line that was based mainly on touchless products, because this requires minimal handling in order to minimize any type of bacterial or viral contamination, and to give greater safety for the end user as well as for the chain itself, which is places these products in the machines. So all of our machines for now are looking to being easy to use, connected, and let's look at the connectivity, and to give greater food safety, which is something that we believe will dominate the world in the next years. This is very important because more and more each day the stores have a tendency to improve their cleaning protocols and production protocols. Obviously, connectivity has a great deal to do with new tendencies, and with this advertising, social networks, and one needs a machine that works easily in a store in Mexico, and it works automatically thanks to the users, because everything can go viral. Everything can go viral, and I'm speaking to the machine, the quality machine, and therefore you have a quality product. Here we see a perfect example of a group of teenagers, and they're not talking, but they're interacting, and they're looking at information on their smartphones. Here, this is our DNA for the coming years, and so what we've been concerned about is to identify vertical ventilation. V-line. V-line symbolizes technical decision which we made these last few years. We have the air machines. With them for about 3-4 years ago, we're interested in vertical ventilation, of course. We have been for the last 4 years, and we want to standardize our entire range and give a sense to, it's a family feeling, functionally and aesthetically, which means that our machines be easily recognized by the clients, by the customers. And the family feeling is an issue where we have been concerned about a great deal these last few years, and this virus has sped this up even more so. So we need beautiful machines, but they must also be functional. The V line, this has machines which use the same construction parameters functionally. Here we have a photograph where we're trying to sum up 3 basic products about which we are speaking. On one hand, we have a girl. This is a product. It might be a smoothie or a slush. It's going viral. It's advertising. We don't know where she is. But this is the type of product that's in, and this is going to be made with one of the machines that we're talking about today. Obviously, we're trying to cover the entire product range, which is being used in the frozen line: frappuccino, shake, smoothie, slush, coffees. We have whipping cream machines, mousses. So we're also concerned about what is inside that cup. We want a quality product there. Next, we should see chicken fillet. This is an American chain where every 3 months they promote products. This is for Christmas. And these are the chains which propose new products, and they notice what the end user want. And in the last place, we can see a photograph which shows an IoT, the Internet of Things, where one of the things, and gives to the family feeling of our machines, is that connectivity is there to stay. So time and money mean that we must manage things in a shorter period of time. Obviously, the family feeling and the company strategy we've taken on board are leading us to make, shall we say, greener machines, more environmental friendly machines. We're talking about propane, and this is a tendency that we're going to be taking on board these coming years. Almost all of the important chains in Europe and in the United States and in other places around the world are beginning to adapt to the issues of tax on non-green taxes and restrictions, which we will see more with different types of gases. For now, all of our machines are using propane gas. I'd like to sum up the fact that simplicity and customer orientation are very important. We are trying to get all of our machines to do what they have to do well, leading to few problems, and that the problems may be resolved easily, because we are convinced that the end user or a chain which uses our machines should only be concerned about selling. When our machines are in a given place and they are working, this must be the image that shows how our machines work well. The owner is concerned about selling a product. And we have an example here of a corner. It might be Brazil or Mexico, Costa Rica, Spain, where when things work well, they do work well. And we want to have machines which lead to very few problems and do not interfere with the customer's business. I would like to end with this picture. It's a very iconic picture. For people who know our factory, we want to have machines which convey project quality, construction quality with regards to the machinery, that they be aesthetic, beautiful, because they are always visually seen. We have impulse buying, impulse product. These are bought visually, and it's marketing which is on a bar, and it's surrounded by other machines which obviously should give the same family feeling and convey this product quality idea. From now onwards, and actually we've been doing this for quite some time, we are concerned that we have a customizable machine and that it convey quality, constructive quality, that is, that the product that is inside the product is a high quality product. We think that the quality product should be sold in a quality machine, and our end users understand this more and more each day. I'd like to finish with this picture here. I think it sums up very well what this marketing tool is all about, and how what is seen visually, this display is so important. muy bajito, no muy nítidamente. El italiano se le oía perfectamente. No sé si el micro está mal colocado, pero no se le oía bien. We shall continue with this meeting, and we're going to show you our cooling lines. And to speak about these developments, I have my colleague Andreu. Andreu is our product manager. He's been working with this machine for some time. Good morning. We'd like to revolutionize the world of cold drinks. If you're asking how we're going to do this, well then this is why we're here today. We're thinking outside the box to look for solutions which in your cold drink business will facilitate your work, and it will make things easier for you, and you're going to get a greater profit. The first development I'd like to tell you about is called icyGlass. This is what we have here. icyGlass is a cooler, and it's going to save you a lot of working time. How does this work? With icyGlass, you just take your favorite drink bottle, you turn it upside down, and you put it in the machine. And that's it. It's ready to chill. You don't need to fill any tub or anything. You don't need to mix anything. You don't need to put any syrup or any concentrate in there. The machine, with these simple steps, it will be ready to chill and to cool. And so you're going to save a lot of working time, and there'll surely be no contamination because there's hardly any manipulation or touching or handling of the machine. But in fact, what's the secret behind all of this? What's the secret of icyGlass? With icyGlass, you're going to be able to generate more sales in your cold drink business. Why? Because I don't know if you know about this. In case you don't know, I'd like to tell you that more than 20% of sales, impulse sales, are of drinks when you can see the fruit. It's visually very attractive with icyGlass. Not only we have this impulse drink, but also you can make it customizable. It's going to be a marketing tool for you. And so with this factor that you can capture clients and really take everything to the limit. So what we're trying to do here is to adapt the machine that we already had, 12 liters. This is adapted to a need which our customers showed. And this just to try to you waste the minimum amount of product a day, so there's hardly any manipulation or handling at all, because your drink, it's already in a bottle. You don't need to put it in a vat or anything. You don't need to mix anything. You just put it in there. You can chill your drink so easily. And so therefore, it's an easy to use machine. And when a bottle is finished, the only thing you need to do is to change the bottle. You just take the one bottle off, you put the new one on. So we have a resistant plastic machine because it can withstand the weight of any bottle. We have our engineers who have developed some adapters for these bottles. It's rubber because we know that there are millions of shapes for these different bottles, and to be able to access this cooler, and it can be used with any type of bottle. So with this support, we have the evaporator where the drinks are cooled, and then we also have a mixer which is going to keep our drinks at a homogeneous, well-mixed tension with no waste at the bottom of the evaporator. What is the limit for icyGlass? There are no limits at all. We can put any type of bottle there, from a milkshake, water bottles, any beverage, tea, milk, isotonic drinks in a gymnasium, liquor, wine bottles, cocktail in a pub or a discotheque, and even natural juices in an amusement park for children. You determine the limit because you can have different drinks, different flavors, so you can invent things that aren't even on the market. It's the sky's the limit with icyGlass. What else do we have with icyGlass? Well, we have the front part with two switches, so you can do everything very easily. You have a switch. You can turn it on, you can turn it off. So you see how easy it is. Here, you have a touchless spigot here. So manipulation is minimal. And we have these switches. It's a very easy to use machine. Usually this is placed on countertops and bars. People who work in a pub or a bar don't have time to fill in these 12 or 20 little tanks. So it's self-service actually, because as Roman says, it's a touchless tap. So you put your glass there, and with the glass itself, just by pressing a little bit on this handle, the hand never ever touches the machine. So the drink can be served easily in the glass. There's no problem of contagion or anything like that, because we know that this machine is well protected, and so you save a lot of work because you don't need to constantly disinfect any type of surface that is seen there on your machine. And the next solution, let me ask a question before I tell you about the solution. You like to generate more profit in where you work? We have a solution for this. This was called V-Drink. It's the same as our slush machine, and we have adapted this essence, this soul, shall we say, to a machine to cool or chill drinks. And so then you can chill your own drinks in the minimalist possible space. But let me tell you a bit more about how you can save money and get more profits. So vertical ventilation is a system that we've already had on our market with our V8 slush machine, and so the cold air goes underneath, it goes in through the bottom part of the machine, and the hot air goes out from behind. So what are we going to get with this new type of ventilation? Easy to install, and with these cooling machines, and the separation is minimal because you save space on your table. So just imagine this case, for example. We have two people want to set up a cold drink business. They have the same space, they have the same countertop, and one of these persons are going to work with V-Drink, and the other person is going to work with other coolers on the market with lateral or side ventilation. So what happens here? Well, with V-Drink, and the person who decided to work with V-Drink will be able to install the coolers right next to each other with no separation between the machines. And the next person who's going to work with the competition, they're going to install their machines, and they have to have a separation between each machine. So what's going to happen at the end of the year? With V-Drink and with so what you have a profit $60 per bowl, and so you can look at the profit, $60 profit per bowl a day, and then you've got extra profit, more than look at this, more than $90,000 a year. And just using this vertical system, so this is $90,000 is the extra here. So you'll be able to sell to many more clients than if you use machines with this lateral type of ventilation, which we see on the market. Here, I'd like you to understand that we're very concerned about covering a physical space, a given physical space. It's the countertop. And here we want to put more machines on a smaller space, because the more machines you can put on your countertop, the more product you'll be able to sell. And so you'll generate more profit at the end of the day. So obviously you can put the machines together, the normal coolers, but sometimes one has a problem with technical problems, for example, because the machines are not ready to work like this. The one who's decided to work with another type of lateral ventilation might think, well, to save a space, I'm going to put my machines together, but what's going to happen then? Well, as my colleague Roman just said, well, the compressor will be overheated, and so that person's going to have to change things in a month. So the useful life of a machine drops automatically because you're overheating your machine, because these machines that need lateral ventilation cannot be placed together. But with V-Drink, we want to have more profit, but you can invent in a lesser period of time to your cleaning procedures. And here we have parts which can be deassembled very easily, very, very easily. And so you have minimum time. So look what we do. Here, this is disassembly easily. So the cleaning is very easy. It's done in just half the time. Look at, we've got these 3 parts here. And with push and pull that's already on the market, well, it's been adapted to this too. Furthermore, here we have the bowl. We have this innovative mixer. It's magnetic transmission without any gaskets, just one less part to clean. And there's a better sealing. Since it doesn't have gaskets, for example, then there will be no problem. You'll never have serious problems. It's a well-protected machine, and so any type of leak, this is something that one sees in these coolers on the market generally. Generally, what we see is that sometimes the compressors are overheated on the other machines. This limits the useful life of the machine, and then we have the bowls, and we realize that it's better to prevent a leak. Why? Because if there's a product leak, then the machine basically has to be stopped, and because a product goes inside the machine and causes many problems. So with this system, we've tried to create a safe working surroundings. Also, you've seen that the bowls are deassembled horizontally, and so most solutions on the market show that precisely the bowl is deassembled vertically. So then the product goes outside of the machine, and so everything is wet and dirty around your machines, and it doesn't give a good image. But with this cleaning system, we avoid this, and we're always going to have an easier cleaning, faster cleaning, and everything is easy. So you always have your working space that's clean, so that your customers, when they go into your business, everything will look professional, and they will be pleased. So we see that V-Drink is like V8. And so this is where not only are you going to save with cleaning, but also with management and you'll be able to, there's no problem at all if you're going to have to refill or do anything. Here we have our gaskets, we have our bowls, and so with just one phone call, you can call and you can find the spare parts. But also, you're going to save time because the technicians and the people who work with V8, besides they'll see V-Drink and they're going to recognize that this is a machine which is very similar to others without ever having used it. But we think that on a countertop, that the machines easily, everything is easy. It's the service, it's just in air, it's in vogue, and we see that you can change and manage the spare parts easily. And if there's a lot of turnover, then if these people can work with these slush machines and these types of coolers, then they're more used to things, because all these machines are very similar. If you've got 8 different makes of these machines, then it's more complicated to do any type of maneuver. We want everything to be more simple to use, and this is easy to recognize. So we've mentioned that we drink here is something that's different here. This is different. And we have this spigot. It's completely different. What is different? What is different? It's a touchless. It's touchless. A touchless tap. The client just takes the liquid, puts the liquid inside the glass, and just pushes the glass against the tap. No human hand touches that tap, that spigot in the least. So everything is cleaner, more easily done. And so we take this glass, push it against the tap, and then we'll be able to introduce the liquid inside our glass. So it's cleaner, the staff is more tranquil, you clean a lot less, you don't need to be infecting the machine surfaces constantly, and you're going to reduce the likelihood of any type of contamination. So you need to understand that this is a tendency that has been consolidated this year precisely because of the coronavirus issue. Many of these machines and coolers are in the self-service areas. Well, this year, and obviously, people were afraid to touch these taps and these spigots, and so that a machine could be a self-service machine, that the handling of that machine and touching the machine should be to the minimum. And here we have this spigot which enables us not to have to touch anything, because we did a study in a normal convenience store in the United States, and with touching the same spigot, and then there were the more things were touched with the hand, there were so many cleaning problems. But with this, no hand touches it, so it's much easier. And since V-Drink is inspired on VR, we have our green spirit here. We're using propane gas. This enables your machine to comply with all of the environmental regulations. You'll have greater chilling capacity, less consumption. You will pay less money on your cooling bills. And we see that this is obviously environmental friendly. This is the future ahead of us. And you're asking, what is the price here? You will be able to recuperate your investment. An ROI, return on investment, less than 1 month. So you'll have better profits. $60, $90 precisely per bowl. So you can sell one bowl a day, and then you'll see how your profits will go up with this machine. And then it's a very complete machine using propane gas, and it's very functional, different from the machines of our competitors. And obviously, the machine has a price. The price is what it is. But we've made our calculations, and we are open to speak directly with you. And truly, the machine, you can save in the cleaning time and the changing parts, service, the fact that this is a machine that uses propane directly, then, and so you don't need to pay a special tax. If you don't use propane gas, you have to pay higher tax. And so there's less manipulation. Everything is really very easy. We are open to share our data with you whenever you wish. Here, we want to stress the fact that this presentation has been based on something we've been speaking about since this morning, first thing, that V-Drink and touchless, simple to use machines, user-friendly machines, this is what is being defined now. And to conclude, we're going to tell you about the market for cold drinks. That 68% of the people who stop for a drink in a convenience store, these people are going to drink a cold drink. There's a great deal of turnover here. People want a cold drink. This is a machine which is going to generate profits from the very first day. This is a machine which is highly oriented, highly targeted to a type of product that is very usual in any place around the world. Here we're speaking about a machine to sell lemonade in the United States, to sell fruit juice in Colombia. They sell a lot of fruit juice in Colombia. A machine that can even sell other types of machines and dairy products. And the market is always growing. This is our frozen market. This is a machine which offers a fresh product. Products which are sold fresh are the products people are accustomed to paying more for than for bottled products. So once again, we're trying to associate a quality machine to a quality product. So our machine has to communicate the fact that it has been made by following quality standards, which are the standards that we follow, and the product inside is a product which is sold at a different price, at a higher price than other machines. So what about the cold drink market per year? This is a market which is generating $8.8 billion annually. There's a great deal of turnover here in this market. You get a great product here. Excellent turnover. And also, the tendency in the cold drinks today, on one hand, would be 62% of the customers are looking for healthier drinks without sugar, whilst 53% of the customers want a variety. We're speaking about a lot of flavors: ginger, water that have a flavored water with protein, and isotonic drinks. And so, for example, we need to give better experiences to our customers with V-Drink, and coronavirus has led to these touchless taps and to machines that can work in the self-service. But here we notice, and we have realized the fact that more and more each day, products that don't need to use sugar, that's the tendency. That the European governments are now beginning to tax sugar. People are experimenting more with new products, and one of the main reasons to broaden the space on the countertop with our ventilation is that we can sell normal products, lemonade or strawberry juice or orange juice. These are very usual products. Then you can have you can investigate these new products or these new flavors that you might want to offer to a customer, to a market which is more anxious for new products, low sugar products. This is something people are really concerned about. There's a boom with these sugarless drinks, energy drinks, with or without gas or bubbles, protein drinks, and all of this will be placed in these machines on your same countertop space. We've told you about two solutions for your cold drinks. These are solutions which allow you to facilitate things and make things easier in your cold drink business, and you'll be able to generate a greater profit. Here, it's important to look at the difference between these two machines. On one hand, we have icyGlass. It's a machine which is very usual in our catalog. I use 12, 20, 25 liter bowl, and in the last 15 years, you will be able to recognize this easily, but we've adapted a machine to a market need. We've tried to adapt ourselves to a market need which is based mainly on less handling of the product, greater functionality. These bottles here, they're very safe and hygienic because you open the seal and you place it upside down. Furthermore, we've tried to innovate. There's a higher range due to that need that that we needed with the countertop, with our vertical cleaning and our spare parts. And we've tried to differentiate between both machines because we think it's important that one notices the development and the different type of development of these two different types of machines, which are coolers, but they're very interesting. So we have these two solutions, and we'll be back shortly, and we'll be back with new novelties. Thank you. Let's continue now, and we're going to refer to two models of machines. Some you are familiar with, but we'd like to stress something about these two machines. Vicente is going to tell you about them. He's our senior product manager. A lot of you already know him because he's traveled a great deal. And he's going to tell you about the soft machine. You have the floor. Following along these lines of these machines that we have with vertical ventilation to make the most of the countertop space. Then I'd like to mention this is a soft machine that's compact, easy to use, does not use much countertop space, and you can look at the size here. It's got a small bowl, and we maximize the production and the supply here and the corner of your store or your countertop. This is a compact machine. It's very narrow. And we have our minimum footprint. As I say, vertical ventilation, the same as a vid-drink. Look at the outside part. So attractive machine, works perfectly well. It can be next to a coffee machine or a slush machine. This is a machine that's very easy to use. And this filter here is one of the things that I'd like to stress, because this filter, it's placed where we have the other hand, and we have the drink filter. So we're trying to make machines that are highly recognizable and people understand from the very beginning how to use them better. Here we have a display. We have these very simple recognizable icons where there's lighting. You can understand them easily, and anyone who is not even accustomed to using a soft machine will be able to understand what he or she has to do. We have this display. You can change the language, so very easy. Here I'd like to mention that we stress the ease of use for the operator of that machine. Frequently, we've been at fast food restaurants, we've been seeing how people work with that countertop machine. So we want very easy to use machines, so the people that are going to be using them don't need to be, don't need a long learning curve, for example. So with this machine, we've tried to make everything as compact as possible. So this gives you a premium ice cream. We have natural products, easy to use products, and you can get a high quality ice cream from this machine. Thanks to the parts that we have, they're very easy to assemble and to disassemble. So no complication for any of this. Easy to clean. You can save a lot of time because of the ease of its use. So easy to clean, to disassemble. So in the end, what we want is to offer you a product that, along with our slush machines and chilling machines, that the very same person who uses one machine can easily use the other two. But not only this, but also we see this surface here, and your product can be highly visible. So it's easy for customers and clients to look at your machine and see what comes out of it. So a high quality product comes from a high quality machine. Another machine we like to tell you about today in this webinar is that Natcol, it's a versatile machine with which you can increase your supply. Look at everything that you can make. Look at this great versatility here. And look, we have whipped cream, mousse, puddings, waffles, cupcakes, ice cream pies, fruit salads. Here, I'd like to mention that countertop or a convenience store or a pub that gives frozen drinks, well, they also would like to serve slush, lemonade, orange juice. But here, when we have more space on our countertops, thanks to the vertical ventilation, is we can add more machines and offer more business possibilities with a series of machines which are just going to give an added value to the business. Yes, absolutely, this added value. By bearing in mind that you can add the whipped cream to any beverage and you can increase your profits just by adding this little bit. With you have your whipping cream machine. And so one of the first things that we spoke about this morning was experimenting, which the end users do with the products and how the products become viral. They go viral quickly. So we've seen we have these slush with whipped cream, we have frappuccino with hot chocolate, and infinite variations and varieties. So we have businesses, and they can have more elaborate menus, and these products are more expensive. And so with this type of machine, you can increase your, you can certainly increase your income, and you have an added value. And you have a great profit. Look at this, because the whipping cream, besides being high quality cream, we have our machine which keeps it cold, and we have our whipping cream machine, but we have more products here. It's like we have our little soft machine. You can have a high quality soft, but you can also, for example, make, you can have sherbets and all kinds of things. You can change the products that you're going to offer. So in the end, more people are going to try your new product. And it's an easy to use machine. You just press this little button, the button that the machine starts. Look at the whipped cream, so it's ever so easy. Besides this, what I was mentioning, you can be creative. You can prepare many types of products like mousse, chocolate mousse, different flavors. You can combine all of this type of creativity with standard products, for example, lemonade, a coffee slush. You can add it to your slush machine. You can have a coffee mousse, and you're using the machine, which you have such a product range. You can make little pies, all types of desserts that you can combine with this whipping cream. Truly, with the investment you make with this type of machine, you are creating an added value to a menu and a new business line, actually. So, we have a chain. You have a product line. We have milkshakes, and you can even make them with cream or with your small soft machine. And so one of these products offers between $6, $8, $10 is what it's paid. Why a normal cold drink machine, you just sell it at $2.50 or $3 max. So understand that. The more added value you create for the end product, the easier it will be for you to recuperate your investment, and you're going to have more people coming to your store, and you're going to be able to be more successful compared to your competition. And so at restaurants, ice cream stores, well, for example, you can add hot chocolate, you could put whipped cream on top. We've sold a lot in bakeries, for example. So you've got infinite possibilities here. Well, users like creativity, and they come up with exciting things. One thing I'd like to stress here would be that surely these small soft machines, people tend to see them as being complicated, but we're trying to have a very easy to use machine. The whipping cream machine is a machine which is quite easy to use. However, we're trying to adapt the good things that we have added to the other range of machines. The propane gas, this one's is an option. Go green, pasteurization. All of this means that the machine, you don't need to clean it constantly. Here we are again, following food safety with our chain, because we've started doing this with the small machines, and then little by little, when we come to the end, we're trying to continue with this, of course. So how often do you have to clean the machine? You can, every 42 days. Well, every 42 days, as I say. So a customer, well, you can offer him a quality product. Cleaning protocols at long term. The customer doesn't need to be concerned that the operator who is not specifically trained, he won't have any problem worrying about the bacteria in the machine. When we calculate the amortization of the machine, when you, of course, there's an added, you have to pay if you're going to have to clean it more frequently, and you assemble it, disassemble it, but the less time you devote to this, the better. So with regards to business development that we were talking about before, the whipping cream machines, they occupy counter space, but also they're used in small restaurants to make desserts. Self-service portions in hotels. They've been placed in other areas. Where there was no dairy product sold, so we've given them a different business model. And they've been able to offer desserts, more elaborate desserts, which they couldn't do before. And besides, this is a product, and because people are worried about contamination, and because these people, for example, prefer this because we can have different types of cream also. There are different flavors. You have a greater variety in the end. Regarding the types of products in a soft machine that you can make with this soft machine, well, you can have sherbets, you can have products, you can have milk, milk-based, fruit-based, and products to mix with a mixer and make shakes. Just add hot syrup, for example. We, some years ago, made some series of soft machines, and some of you will have used them. And from those soft machines to these, what are the most important differences between the two? What is the most important thing here? And the most important thing is that this soft machine, well, it's gravity filled. so you don't have to deassemble the parts. It's a very simple machine. Besides this, as I say, one of the things that I remember about the first soft product line, which was to be placed on the countertop, and I think that many of you will remember that the concept was an interesting one. The machine was adapted to a counter, but I think that we had a problem with the pumps. This machine used a pump. The problem wasn't that people didn't want to sell the soft. The soft products were sold in a cup. They were sold. The problem was that it was difficult for people to use this machine who'd never used the soft machine beforehand. So what we tried to look for a solution after having learned about the problems that we had with the handling of the pumps. This is an easy to clean machine. It's very easy to disassemble and to assemble again. Easy maintenance. It's cleaned every 40 days, 40 days. This is a machine which we've been selling for some time now. We haven't had problems on the market with this. And here we are offering a very easy product. It's very similar to the rest of our product range and these machines. You think that a user can have total safety? Yes, I think any average user can use this problem, no problems. A user who uses one of these, yes, any user who uses VR can use this, no problem at all. For menus and the functioning, it's very similar. They're all similar. So with this, I think we have tried to tell you about these two machines. The soft machine, the most complicated one we have on our range, and at 11:30, we'll come back to tell you about the evolution of the precisely, and we're going to tell you about the Now we shall continue with Andreu, who's going to tell us about the evolution of the slush machines, because everything that we've presented up until now refers to machines that are our core business. This is the slush which has grown in these last 50 years. So we're going to give you solutions which will enable you to have a safer place. You'll save working time. You'll save in cleaning time. The best thing of all, that you won't need to buy a new machine. These are machines you already have. And these are machines that you already have in the market, and you can use these solutions to make your machine offer more things. So how have we come up with these solutions? We have seen that 77% of people during the pandemic prefer touchless interactions. They want no contact. We have some examples, and we have our touchless taps. You look at these spigots here. Spigots, you just put your hand here and the water turns itself on. So it's not a habit that is going to disappear after the pandemic. 62% of people say that after the pandemic, they are still going to use touchless solutions. This is a habit that has been acquired. It's been taken on board. And so this is a solution for you. These are tendencies which have been used this last year, and this is something that actually we've seen the last 5 or 6 years, as a matter of fact, because chains are worried about bacteriological contamination and infection. And so, of course, you have to, everything must be clean and hygienic because it's better for your business. And you must realize that nowadays, anything that happens becomes viral. It just goes viral on the internet and on the social networks. So the coronavirus, it's just sped up this market tendency that was already here. This last year, we've concentrated on reliable solutions. The question is, I think that it's a question we ask ourselves, is it worthwhile to introduce a touchless solution in your business? Yes, definitely, I think so. Advantage number one, your staff. Your workers are going to be more tranquil because they're happier to work with a machine which will not lead to any contagion. You're going to eliminate the constant need to disinfect parts constantly. Number two, you're going to reduce to a minimum to zero the probability of an infection, of a contagion. So no contact at all. The solution number one I'd like to present to you today, and we've seen this in V-Drink, and this has to do with the touchless system. And here, look at this tab. It's easy to install in a machine that you already have in the market. Just with those machines that you already have, this push and pull technology of Carpigiani Oreca, and you'll be able to convert your machine into a touchless machine. You just exchange the spigot one for the other, and you're going to have a touchless tap. And so it's a protected machine against any contagion, and the client with his slush or cold drink won't have to touch the tap at all. The tap is what is held against, the glass is held against the tap, and out comes the drink. So just with that movement, you can get your drink. So touchless is in for now, and it's here to stay. So you have this tap, and this is what you do, as I just told you. Specifically, these machines that you'll be able to change, the V8, we have these different models. As you can see, this is the retrofitting, and you've already been working with them, and you can convert your tap with just a step. You can turn it into a touchless machine, completely protected against any virus, reducing any type of contagion or infection. And so we resolve problems here. This is also seen for self-service. And when we give a solution to avoid handling by of a tap from the operator, we're trying to resolve or place the responsibility into the hands of the end user, the end customer. You're avoiding any cross-contamination which might occur, and we have been concerned about the fact that all of our customers who have our machines, that is, our machines, that they can give we want to give an easy solution to our customers who have been using our machines for example, the last 10 years. And so with this retrofitting, everything is now so easy. Just imagine we can take this touchless experience further. We can go beyond this. Here's a machine with its automatic slush machine. And so in your daily life, we have different automatic systems. We have it in cars, for example, and here we have a slush machine, and completely automatically, and just simply by taking the glass without touching any tap or anything, you'll be able to get your drink. This is an optical system. Everything is clean, no contact. You reduce any type of contagion to zero, actually. So this is the completion of this circle. It's a mechanical type of tap here, and it's very useful in cold drink dispensers and a self-service. And here we've done a lot of investigation, and so we have a completely automatic solution, and sometimes you can't use old machines. You can't do any retrofitting because there are changes. But we have concentrated on a very safe touchless machine. But obviously the machine is at a higher level. We've tried to differentiate between two different levels of a machine. This is a machine which can be used on a countertop and also in self-service areas. Imagine this type of machine in an amusement park where you have more than 10,000 clients a day, for example, and so you'll be avoiding problems with this problem. You have zero contact, zero problems, so you'll always have a completely safe machine without any type of problem for infections or contagion. The next solution saves you 65%. You'll reduce 60 to 65% at the time that you're going to be working on that machine. What I'm referring to is to a solution for it's an automatic refilling of your bowl. So you're going to have a lid with a pump, and it's automatically refilled. Maximum level, that you'll always have the correct level of your product in your bowl. You just concentrate on serving the slush drink, and so this task helps with the refilling and for the slushing, and everything is done automatically, completely automatically. The solution we have is called premix. It's very easy to retrofit here. This is a pump that's in just behind our lid. It's going to suction this product and put it in your lid. So this is incorporated with a level sensor, which will always indicate if the level in your bowl goes down. When the sensor detects that the level has gone down, it sends a message to the pump. So without any need that you have to do the filling by hand, it is done automatically. The second solution is called post-mix. This is for our filling. And so this is an automatic refilling. And so this automatic prepares the mixture, syrup and water, and the right concentration. And so you don't need to waste time in the least by having to put things in the bowls and mix them by hand. The system does it for you. And so you have your box or a syrup, and so it's just 30 seconds, and so you don't need to waste your time preparing products to have to fill your bowl by hand. So this is very easily done. So truly, what we're trying to do now is to make this autofilling is done automatically. And we're following the touchless system and tendency, and we're concerned on one hand because we want to mention that our customers who are already using our machines, we have a mechanical solution with our touchless tap, and then we have an autofill system which allows, from tomorrow onwards, to have practically zero manipulation or handling of the product. So we're trying to cover any type of problem that might be found in an amusement park and in places where there's a lot of product turnover. So you don't need to buy a new machine. You just change your lid and you can have your autofill. And so here's a case here in Valencia where some customers use this in an amusement park, and it's this autofill system, and so minimum 30 liters. And so the amount of work that is saved is tremendous. So how is this changed? You just remove the standard lid that we already have on our machine. It's easily taken off. And here I have an autofill lid or cover. We just change one for the other. And we talk about the aesthetics of the machine. We've tried to make an autofill lid which follows the lines that our customers like. The design is similar to the other lid. We want our end customer to have the feeling that the machine is being improved upon by adding a necessary detail. We're not breaking the aesthetics of the machine at all. The customer is going to have a lid which is the same standard lid. It's just that we've changed the inside, but the outside, the aesthetics will really not change. We have the VA machine lids, all the different machines as you can see, and we have white and black. We've developed our autofill lids in our Capijani Eureka that we already have on our market and that you're already working with. It's an easy solution. Much less maintenance, and this is something that you can have already. Another solution we've looked for you is it's called the water tightness, air tightness. And for less cleaning, you clean much less. Here, you see this part. You don't need to disassemble this for its cleaning. This machine will be installed. This part will be installed. You don't need to run the risk of losing any little part. It's a part that just is right there. You don't need to take it out. So we've tried to improve, because going back to what we said before, people who handle and manipulate these types of machines are usually people who really do not have specific training, and so with the cleaning and the handling of the machine, or else these are people who they have a very high turnover level inside the store. They're people who work for 4 hours or different shifts, a 12-hour shift, 2 hours, whatever, depends on the country. The two most serious problems we have found these last few years with our machines are, on one hand, the product leaks due to failures in the handling with regards to the cleaning of the machine, and also the failures with regards to the cooling or the chilling when they try to minimize or maximize the space by putting the machines too close together, reducing the useful life of the machine. So we have worked hard with our cold and chilling cycle with the vertical ventilation by creating a safer system so that the useful life of the machine be longer. And furthermore, with regards to leaks, as we showed you, we used a magnetic system to avoid the leaks. And in our slush machine, we have improved our water tightness. And so within 5 years, surely we will have a better solution even. But this is a solution that we've been testing for some years, for several years actually. And so this leads to the fact that the maintenance personnel spend less time for the preventive maintenance of the machine, something which before didn't happen. We're worried about easy solutions. There is an added cost on many occasions on the machine, but this is easy to amortize. So these, sometimes this is used for seasons. You don't want it, you can't waste time training people, but you need easy to use machines that the customer, just looking at the machine, will already know, will know what to do. And for example, maybe you don't need to mount it or assemble it because you won't have any problems with the water tightness. You'll never have that particular problem again. And with different steps, we have a standard machine which you have already used, and now it has become a completely touchless machine. Autofill plus touchless equal full contactless experience. So now you don't need to mix the syrup and the water by hand, and so it reduces contact, and it's touchless for the customer, the person who's going to serve the ice cream. Thanks to the touchless system, the customers and the workers are going to be able to enjoy serving slushes to their customers without having to clean the machine so frequently. And so we here have understood for some time now that by working in a sector where most of the machines need to be connected, and they need to work and to sell a product from the very moment that the machine is turned on. So we need to have very intuitive types of machines that don't cause problems to the end user because specific training is non-existent. Autofill, the autofill system added to the touchless system and added to other systems, remote control, IoT, or control systems from your cell phone or mobile phone. Well, you'll have complete control over your business, and you're minimizing any risk that a third person intervene with your product. So when a machine stops, the machine doesn't sell. When it doesn't sell, you're not having revenue. And so also aesthetically, a machine that is not in use is not attractive. So we like to have our machines in use, and because we need to maximize business. You don't want to have any machines that are not in use. So our machines, our standard ones, are already very intuitive. Everything simplifies the making of these slushes. And for example, we can have a self-service or a countertop in a discotheque. In any type of business, these solutions will be useful for you. With the autofill solution is something that we like to use. This is very useful, for example, very useful for employers because this goes along with the V line which we presented at the beginning of this day. And so, for example, this is a slush machine. Someone works with our slush machine, and then A person can work with a R Soft machine, and bear in mind that there are certain accessories of our machines that are exchangeable. So as we have seen, that if you install a touchless tap, that we saw that in V-Drink, we can also install this tap in our V-Drink cooler. So with this step, you have V8 and V-Drink. This is a solution which can be used for different models. We could be speaking about connectivity and all that, but I think that this is something that we'll take on board later on. We wanted to tell you about the current solution to problems with our touchless mechanical lid. This is something that we've been discussing with people we're already working with, and this is a completely automatic touchless device. And we have our autofill system, all on this is our family feeling with coolers. We avoid cross-contamination and any types of management problems within the chains, and we think that everything is very clear. This is a line that we shall continue working with because we see how the market is behaving and how the end user behaves with our products, because of course they use the end product of our product. And so I think that we have concluded this part of our presentation. Obviously, you can send us all of your doubts, questions, and we'll try to answer them during the day or later on. Now, we're going to take a recess for lunch, and we'll meet again this afternoon with another series of machines. Now we're going to show you a video clip by telling you about one of our star products. It's a machine we've been working on very closely, and we'd like to tell you about it this afternoon. Thank you so much.